Hello everyone. In today's video I will be showing you how to modify an Xbox 360 controller, which is the CG model. And first I will be showing you everything that you need. First thing you'll need is a Torx T8, and this is a special one because if you can see that there is a little dot on the very end, so I have been told that you can use a small flathead. And I also recommend having some tweezers, of course your controller, fingernail clippers to clip the ends of the diode there, comes in handy, your tack switch, your rapid fire mod chip, and then the other resistor, and of course your wire and soldering iron. So on step one, after you have your soldering iron heated, step one would be to on this diode here, this is the different diode that I'm actually showing you, but you curl the little arms around where they're crossing, and you take your chip, and I don't know if you can see that, but right to the right there, the top right, there's a little notch with the circle. That's pin 1. The one to the far left over here is pin 4. After you twist it, you would cut off the ends to where they're kind of bent down, and then you would solder it with the gold towards pin 4, and then the kind of brown color to pin 1. I'm having to do this in segments because as of right now I do not have a tripod, but I hope to have one soon. Okay, so as I referred to earlier, as far as the diode, you need to fold them into a bow like that. This one right here is going to the LED, and so you don't really have to worry too much about that. But one other thing I forgot to mention at the very beginning is if you break open your controller, that will void your warranty. And I don't think I showed this earlier, but I've already soldered this diode to the... Alright, now, as far as where I left off, I mentioned that you need to tie the diode in a bow, like so. And something I forgot to mention at the very beginning of the video, opening up your Xbox controller will void the warranty, so if you're not afraid of that, then proceed. And now what I'm going to do is glue gun the chip to the board, and as far as the chip, I don't know if I already got that diode soldered on there, and the pin right here with the notch at the bottom, on the bottom of the chip, that's pin 1, and the top there is pin 4. And so the gold at the top goes to pin 4, and then the brownish one goes to pin 1. So let me set this down here and glue gun that real quick. Alright, now that that's done, see, I glued it down. And then what I done was just to make sure it's as close to the board as possible, so that you make all your clearance. I just press down on the top and hold it for a couple of seconds. It should already be dry. The stuff works pretty good. Alright. And now what I'm going to be doing is soldering a wire from pin 1 right here, pin 1 right there, over here to, let me find it here, to the solder point right, it's a little bit confusing. Let's see, looks like that one right there, right up to the left of the black one. Alright, so I got that soldered from pin 1 right there, going to this point right there, right above the little black one. I double checked that. And now what I'm going to be doing is soldering a wire, and that's probably an inch and a half or so. What I done was I measured these before I cut them, obviously, and after I glued the chip there. Now I'm going to be soldering a wire from pin 8, which is the very last one there, over to this point right here, right to the left of the, looks like a little black solder point, which is right there. And I'll be soldering about a 2-inch wire to that. Alright, so as you can see here, I soldered this point here to pin number 8 right there, and then on this one, pin number 5, which is the very top one on the top right, to the middle point right there. You can see that little black wire. And so now on this one, zoom out a little bit here, what I'm going to be doing is soldering this wire right here, which is it's probably about 6 inches long, and you're going to be soldering that on the chip on the left side to pin 3, which is this one right here. You can see that it's right by the top one, and that's going to be going over here. There's 3 pins right there. It's going to be going to the middle one. Alright, so after I cut it, I soldered it to the middle pin right there, over to pin 3 on the chip. And you can run it behind, that's why I left a little slack. You can leave it on top there, or you can run it behind. Alright, now the next one that I soldered it right here below the LED right here to the bottom contact. Then over here on the chip on pin 2. And the gold part on this resistor, the gold part goes towards the LED, and the other color, the brown, goes towards the pin number 2. Then you can just kind of press those down a little bit, but we'll get those taken care of here in a moment. Now, for the next step, we're going to be doing this one. You can do 2 different ways. If you want to use your sync button, of course you'll lose your sleep mode on here, but what you would do on this one is, I believe it's on pin 4, yeah, on pin 4, which is this one on the very end there. You would solder a wire. You can go underneath the board, or run it through here and connect it to there's 3 pins there. So you connect it to the middle one. But I'm going to use a tech switch, so I'll be back in a moment. Alright, now as you can see, I soldered pin 7, which is right there, to B, which is right there. You just gotta scrape a little of the black off. And then this one right here goes to pin 6, which is right there. Now I'm gonna solder the tech switch. Alright, so I believe this is the last step. Since I'm using a tech switch, what I've done was I used a drill bit that is just a little bit bigger than my tack button, and I drilled a hole right there. It can be pretty much anywhere below here that you want it to, just make sure there's enough room. And I soldered, you just pick one side, they have to be on the same side, and you solder one to the ground, which is pin 8, and one to the pin 4, which is the gold side of the resistor, to the other side. And then you just hot glue, put a little hot glue on the side there, And then put a little hot glue around the edge. Make sure you don't get that much on the actual tactical button or it won't work right. Alright, so as you can see, it has all been put together. All the wires and everything are done. See, there, 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 the LED, and of course on your two buttons there. And I did put a little hot glue on top of all the contacts just to make sure that they're hold together a little bit more. And there's my tech switch. Put a little hot glue gun around that. As you can see, tech switch. Alright, so now let's turn it on to see if it works. As you can see, the bottom right LED, that will give 4 flashes showing that it's calibrated and working. There we go. Maybe it's 3. Alright, well I hope this video helps, and please subscribe if you like my videos. Thank you.